So here we are in Irreverente recording studios, and today we are having a very nice guest, which is Philippe Defraigne. Is that a good pronunciation?
Absolutely perfect. I'm delighted to be here, Aldo.
Let me put you a little bit in context. Philippe actually, and I wanted to do this interview just to share with people that I'm a public servant, public official, works at telecom regulator in Mexico. Philippe, it's a consultant for many years in telecom sector. Actually, we met a couple of years ago because of our job. And it happens that this guy sings very nice. And I set up this studio. This is a dream come true. Finally, after 8 years of being recording as many people with a small audio interface and just, doing experiments and recording whatever you can record. Now, finally, we are here. And he happens to be in Mexico this weekend, and we recorded already like 5 songs, right?
5 songs, yes.
So I want to start this interview, Philippe. If you can share with us your background,
Yeah.
and why were you interested in music, and when and how you started to sing and to play in concerts with your friends in Brussels?
No, I can go through the background that got me here today. But first of all, I'd like to thank you, Aldo, for giving me the privilege of being the first guest of Irreverente recording studios. I mean, it's a great privilege. How I got into music, I got into music rather late in my life. Of course, as a child, I was forced to learn piano, and I was, I guess, not the most talented child, and I was not so good at school. And so eventually my parents gave up, and I spent my youth on my bicycle. And when I turned 40, by accident, I met a singing teacher. And I started to go there once a week for an hour, just like you do yoga classes. So I had no idea, no ambition of ever singing in a band or even singing in public. And then my business took me to the Far East, and there is a tradition of karaoke in Japan and in other places. So this was the first time I really sang in public, was in the Far East. And, seems to have worked well. I've done it in the Middle East as well, believe it or not. And it's only after I turned 50 that, by complete coincidence, by accident, I was invited by old friends who, one was playing the guitar, the other one was playing the drums, and a couple of others. And then they were looking for a singer for a new band that they were putting together. And I was lucky that they thought of me. And we've been playing together now for a couple of years. We've done something like 12 concerts. So none of us had any experience of the studio, but we've got some experience of live music, which of course are 2 completely different worlds. And this has been one of the big discovery of this weekend. The gap that exists between the live music world and the studio world.
Before we go to that, because I will also want to ask you, and so you can share with people, these completely different worlds, even though they are linked by music and you're playing music, it's a completely different thing. And actually, you were so surprised the way the music is recorded in studios, and it was a new world for you. But before talking about that, just want to again insist in that this concept, this channel I'm opening in YouTube, is just to share with friends, for instance, but also to share with people, because I think there are a lot of people in the world that are interested, or their passion is music.
Yeah.
But they as you grow up, then you start working, and you don't have too much time for these kind of things.
Yeah.
But actually, for me, this is an evidence that you can do it. Okay, of course, you need a lot to invest a lot
Of time.
and dedication. But actually, it's possible because again, our professional worlds are completely different. You know.
Yeah. Now, the idea of this channel is a great idea, and your intention is very laudable to tell people around the world that it's possible, even at a pretty advanced age like myself, to start becoming a musician. That's possible, and it gives you a great joy. The playing music together with friends is one of the most rewarding things I've done in life. It's no picnic, it's as you said, hard work. It means that you need
Commitment.
to find some time available, which is not always easy with families and so on, but
And
you
traveling,
need a supportive family. But I think it's worth the efforts, because whether it's live music or whether you record a fantastic piece, as we did over the last 2 days, it gives you a great joy, great joy that you don't have if you just go, I don't know, sing a movie or. So it's a lot of work, but great rewards at the same time. So yeah, I encourage everybody to try that at some
Good.
stage.
So people, it's possible. I'm younger than Philippe, even though he looks younger than me.
Better to start young. You don't have to wait to be 50.
It's possible because even though I have been playing the drums since I was 15 years old, and now I'm almost 40, I started recording 8 years ago. And again, as you could see this weekend, it's a completely different world.
It's a different world. I guess I'm not an actor, but it's probably the same difference as between theater and cinema. Theater, you're there, you see the reaction of the public, and you if you make a mistake, it's too late. The world of studio, it's people can watch the movie, watch it again, rewind, watch it. So it needs to be perfect, And this is the same here. I thought I was going to sing a song from the beginning to the end, and then we ended up for some songs, singing the verses and then the chorus separately, and then fine tuning this and this bit, which were not so good. So it's almost like a plastic surgery,
Yeah, it is. And okay, just going to that topic, what are your impressions of this experience? You recording 5 songs, 2 of them we managed, my bass guitar player, a good friend of mine since I was a kid, and myself with the drums. We managed to build up some tracks, some maquetas, as we call it. So Philippe could sing over them in tempo as a guide, but then we could just manage to record 2 songs before he arrived, and he actually recorded 3 songs a cappella. So from there, we will take it and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But
it's a new experience, and the process of manufacturing a song. I mean, earlier we were having lunch watching YouTube, and often on YouTube you see famous bands allegedly recording a song, and you see they are having fun, and so that's I don't think it's true. It's probably fake videos. The real world of a music recording, it's you stand in front of a microphone and you make sure the distance doesn't change too much, otherwise the volume of your voice drops in the studio. So you need to be very careful to all sorts of tiny details. Also, the thing that I found really interesting is the iterative process that you describe. For a couple of the songs, we started with the instruments recording, and then I arrive and we plug the voice on the top, and I know that some more work will be done on the instruments later. So it's almost an asynchronous process, where it's not at all. I don't know. As a layman to these things, I thought all musicians would meet at the studio at the same time and all play together. That's not the way it's done. It's done in a sequential way. And for the 3 other songs, as you indicated, I just sang a cappella, and then the musician will add their instruments on the top later on. So very interesting process. What is the most striking is when we've got a couple of maquetas for 2 songs, and what is the quality is just incredible. I feel a bit like an imposteur, because I'm used to sort of recording. I mean, recording with a phone handset of my performance in live concerts. Of course, first of all, the quality of the recording is not too good, and also in a concert, all sort of things happen, so it's not perfect. It's more the atmosphere and relationship with the public, with the audience that is great. Here, what is fantastic is that you, although as a producer behind your console, you basically control all the parameters of the process, and it generates a jewel basically. So that's a fantastic experience.
Thanks for watching. If you like the content of this video, subscribe, click the bell, and check the box to receive notifications every time a video is uploaded.